I'm Georgia and this is Nate. We're from Arrays. We've been open for about 2.5 years now, and
our main bread and butter is tattoo removal, but we also offer sort of anti-aging, a little bit of body sculpting now, but predominantly I guess tattoo removal would be the focus.
Yeah. So
do you do pigmented lesions also?
We do pigment, yeah.
With the Q-switch?
Yeah, we use the ruby quite a bit for the pigment and love it. Yeah.
Do you have some photos about it?
We don't.
Not on here, like we were using
concentrate
IPL, but we moved over to the ruby and do most of the pigment with the ruby, and much better result.
Yeah.
Why you moved to the ruby?
Better result, better on the skin, quicker healing, but much quicker fade.
Less sessions required.
Less sessions, 1 or 2 with the ruby compared to sort of 3 or 4 with the IPL.
Less painful for the client.
On the right skin type, of course.
Yeah. The only ones that we have trouble with is if they've got a bit of orange tone to the pigment.
You can press the iPad for the slide.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you.
What is it? Just that one?
The right one.
I'll let you.
Okay, so we built ourselves up to about 40 tattoo removal treatments a week now, but we didn't start off like that at all. It was a bit of a slow and rocky start. We straight after our training, the first laser we bought was a cheap Chinese machine, about $28,000, but a piece of rubbish, and we never even used it once on any client. Then we bought a Korean laser, which was about $80,000. And
yeah, I'll go on to that. So that was the first laser we used, which was Korean, which was good. Like early sessions were pretty good fades. We found 1064 was getting, as good fades as we could see on the market. But what we found was after about probably session 4, session 5, it was coming to a stop. The fades were just slowing down nearly completely, and a lot of pinpoint bleeding.
Yeah,
pinpoint bleeding, blistering, just skin condition was really not what we expected.
And the more the ink came away, was revealing that that the skin condition wasn't good.
And what we found was the pulse width, I think Jim pointed it out, there was between 5 and 40 nanosecond. So we found obviously in the first treatments, it's great because it's at the lower end, but the end, I guess while we were working in Jim, probably more towards the 40 nanosecond, and the heat of it was just totally different to
because
the quantum.
It is moving from the acoustic effect to the thermal effect,
yeah.
Which is the pulse duration. The pulse duration is very important, plus the consistency about the pulse duration. And the consistency need feedback signals, nice cooling quality, so it can affect some machinery, which is unfortunately the cheap one. It is hidden, you cannot see these things. It is written in the specification, but the reality is not there.
At the time, we thought it was amazing because we were getting great results. We keep an eye on the results that everybody else is getting, and from what we could see, our results were amazing. So we were really happy with what we had, but Jim stayed in contact with us and
push you hard and hard.
Pushed us very hard.
Pushed us, and I guess the other problem we fell for was dye handpieces.
Yeah.
Was one of the main things. We found out that we couldn't treat blue and green. We thought we could. We thought we could get a fade with 1064. So we bought what dye piece cost us, probably nearly 15 grams worth of dye pieces, and we found a 2 millimeter spot, a lot of heat, pinpoint bleeding every time. No matter what we seem to do, you get a little bit of pinpoint bleeding, and just virtually no fades. And with 15, a 2 mil spot,
15,000. 15
for two hand pieces, a 585 and a 650.
And it loses most of the power, but it's just so harsh on the skin. So we would have got the same fades out of a 1064 and not had the
cost,
damage.
the dye piece cost was huge.
Yeah, when the dye pack ran out, you'd have to replace it.
But so again, we were sold before and afters that weren't from that machine. The same problem. Greens and blues being removed that obviously weren't with the dye piece.
At the time, we were new in the industry, so you just believed.
I mean, green and blue is one of the difficult one. I know some clinic they are using 1064 for green and blue, and this is because there is some pigment in the green and blue. So all what you do, you are not targeting green and blue more than faded. When it becomes pure green, pure blue, 1064 it will be reflected. It
Yeah.
cannot work. You have to move to another wavelength.
Yeah.
Yep. So I guess then we were looking. Well, we're looking to buy a Ruby laser. That's how we got onto Jim.
Yeah,
So we're tossing up between another Ruby laser and the Quanta, and we didn't realise there was anything that wrong with the 1064.
No, we were fine with that.
And that's when we organised a trial with the Quanta, probably 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
And we had our laser as well, so we were able to test sort of half of my tattooed and half with the Quanta, and the difference was huge. It was just totally different.
Yeah. Once we'd used the Quanta, we didn't want to use the other one ever again.
How is the scar issue?
The scar issue, well, not really. We haven't really got scarring from any previous.
Not from actual treatments. The problem was clients looking after it because it was really bad blistering. So they have a habit of rolling onto the blisters at night, things like that. With aftercare was a problem.
Hyperpigment, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of high pigmentation, just shadowing around it, which the Quanta's kind of cleaned up along the way. So
one thing that we haven't been able to clean up was the damage that the dye handpieces did. We've got a couple that are still coming to us
just
now.
pigment loss, scarring
now that we're actually
underneath.
removing all the ink, we're seeing that the dye handpieces did a bit of damage. So
I need to highlight about the die handpiece. The die handpiece, it works. It is like a ruby, or it's around that wavelength. The first pulse is strong. The second pulse is immediately start dropping. This is the behavior of the dye, because there is an ink, you burn it or you hit it with the laser, the efficiency immediately start dropping. So the first pulse is good, second pulse down, and then start dropping down. So the customer, we see them that they try to overlap as much as they can. But the die handpiece will never get you consistent power. And this is where you have to do overlapping too much, or you have to go with the die handpiece 2 millimeter maximum,
really.
which is there is no penetration in it. Yeah. Very good.
Alright, so yeah, then we moved over to Q plus C, being 6 nanosecond, having the Ruby, the 1064, it did everything we wanted. And we've been using it probably, 12 months now?
nearly, yeah.
And couldn't be happy with it. The fades are amazing.
And it's cleaning up a lot of the mess, which is awesome. Yeah. A few that we were a bit worried about. Now that they've got maybe 2 or 3 sessions with the Quanta, it's really cleaning up the mess and helping smoothing out a few of the damaged tissue that we experienced from the other lasers. So that's really good as well. And
I guess no problems with dark skin, no hyperpigmentation basically at all.
We've got a couple of African clients, no problem at all.
Difficult dark skin.
Difficult.
Just getting a really good. We should have probably used one of those.
Even I guess playing with the Ruby laser on some darker skin. Like we'll show you an example pretty soon, which has gone really well. Obviously lightly on bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably moved.
Probably flick over really. So, that's, you want to explain Ben?
Yeah, so this is Ben. Ben came to us when we still had the other laser actually, and we took him on at, knowing that we would soon have a Ruby or something to treat that blue. It's the photo doesn't show it that well, but it's quite a bright blue and thick on his face, and he is a very dark skin type, and he works outside, so he's always in the sun, so we were really, really worried. But here we are after just 4 sessions, and it's coming away really clean. And
there's 2 with the Ruby on the blues, and 1 with the old laser. So the last 3 have been. When
Ben came to us, we said it's probably going to be 12 sessions, but there's no way it's going to be 12 sessions.
Really?
Yeah.
The way it's moving, but yeah, obviously the blue's still going to be stubborn, but the blues are fading out. The photo doesn't really.
No, the photo's
probably
not crystal
show it
clear,
too much, but
yeah.
Next one, there's a full colour piece. That's all Quanta work, so obviously blues, reds, yellows, all the wavelengths. 4 sessions in, and getting pretty close. Yeah, that's probably one of the better colour pieces coming away.
Yeah, that's got every colour. It's even got green in the bottom, in the writing there, so absolutely every bit of it's coming away.
How is the yellow? How
Yeah, look, it's
the yellow's good,
coming
yeah.
away. It's working well.
I cannot promise anyone to promise that yellow can remove because it's a light color and reflect
Well,
the laser.
that's what we tell people when they come to us. We
Uh,
can't promise
true.
it, but it's that's
Again, we've had really good results from Quanta with the yellows. Not so good with the other system, but this
Yellow.
Yeah, with yellows so far, yellow's working really
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
I will never promise people.
we don't promise it, but
We always think they're going to stick, but they have been
Yeah.
moving. Yeah. You want to
so
explain that one?
that's Brendan had a full net piece, and we did a couple of sessions. We thought it was all black. Did a couple of sessions and had, and then he came in for his third session, and he had this big green rose in the middle, and we realised that the tattoo artist had mixed some green ink in with the black, and that's how we had this. We'd removed most of the black, but this green was exposed. So that's only one.
That's
session
one with the ruby, but
with the
it
ruby.
was bright green. Like it came out really dark.
It was really bright green. It stood out, and one session with the ruby, and you can barely see it's there now. So that's a really good result as well.
And then
Okay, that's
that
delicious.
light's pretty bad, so you can't see it, but that's pretty much full removal. That's been what, 4 sessions with the Quanta?
No, that's
Four sessions and 2 with the old laser.
So 6 in total.
But again, in person it looks like there's hypopigmentation, but it's not. It's all clean
Yeah.
in real life. But yeah, again, smooth skin. Like she's so happy that it's
Yeah.
just clean.
It's just clean. She looks like really clean skin. Yeah. She's a young girl. She's only 20, and it's just nice, clean skin. Yeah.
But that sort of thing just wasn't possible with the old laser. It just
No.
it wouldn't push past a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. Like I guess when clients come to us, they expect, especially now, there's so many tattoo removal clinics on Gold Coast with good equipment. So I guess everyone expects, a ruby or you remove green and blues with high-end equipment. So the Quanta does everything they're supposed to, I guess.
Sounds good.
That's about it.
Very interesting about the yellow. I can't explain it. But sometimes, when there is a pigment with the color, that's why when we target, it starts faded, but we are really not targeting that color, we're targeting the pigment. When we say the green or blue, it is in general, there is a pigment with it. So we start with 1064 and we finish with the right wavelength.